Well, the nice thing about Chinese banking is that they don't have to argue about how much of the rate cut is passed on by the banks. The government simply announces what the new deposit and lending rates will be. No mucking about with cash rate targets and hoping the banks do the right thing. And notice the gap between deposit and loan rates, more than 3%. Here it's much less than that. In China, savers are being screwed. The first Chinese rate cut in 4 years was greeted enthusiastically by markets last night, but by the time the sun came up today, everyone remembered that it only happened because the economy is weak, which is not so good. So while there were strong gains in Europe, Wall Street closed flat and Asian markets went backwards at a rate of knots. And that includes Australia, down 1%, leaving it flat for the week. Mind you, the only decent gain among the leaders was BHP, which supplies China. Elsewhere, there was red ink all round. Qantas just keeps falling. Newcrest was down because the gold price fell. Banks were all down between 1% and 2%. BlueScope fell to a new low, and the retailers lost ground as well. And the casino war came to a sudden end today with the resignation of Echo chairman John Storey and James Packer's decision to stop trying to get Jeff Kennett to replace him as chairman of Echo. But there's more to come. Echo Entertainment shares jumped 4.4% after Genting of Singapore was revealed to own 5% of the company. And the Australian dollar fell with Asian share markets. It's down to 98.5. Tonight's chart comes from today's glass half full speech by Reserve Bank Governor Glenn Stevens. It compares GDP per capita in Australia with the US, Europe, UK and Japan. Now we're the only one back above the previous peak. I'd say that glass is full. And that's finance.